After becoming the heavyweight champion of the world, Adonis Creed decides to retire to spend more time with his wife and his daughter. But when Damian Anderson, an old friend of Adonis's, comes back into his life, he decides to help him out and tries to get him back on his feet. However, Damian is extremely jealous of Adonis and will fight as dirty as he needs to become the champ. This forces Adonis to confront and fight his past and get back in the ring. This is Creed 3. Creed 3 is the third film in the Creed franchise, the Rocky Legacy sequel spin-off franchise, and is the directorial debut of its star, Michael B. Jordan. Now, I was a big fan of the first two Creed films. They worked on two levels to me. Not only do they tell an amazing story about Apollo Creed's son, Adonis Creed, they also work really well as proper Rocky sequels. But this film decided to test the waters a little bit and see if it can go the distance without using Rocky and Stallone as a crutch. And they absolutely succeeded in doing that. Creed 3 is an Adonis Creed movie through and through. It has a phenomenal story along with some amazing characters and performances, and on top of that, continues the Creed franchise's tradition of having some raw as hell fight scenes. Once again playing Adonis Creed is Michael B. Jordan. And what else is there to say about this performance that hasn't been said already? Because he is phenomenal. This was a character he was born to play, it seems. He delivers a stellar amount of heart and emotion as this character. He is the perfect character you want to root for. And following in the footsteps of Sylvester Stallone with the Rocky franchise, Michael B. Jordan takes up the director job too. And he directs the absolute hell out of this movie. What an amazing directorial debut. It's clear Michael B. Jordan loves Adonis as much as Stallone loves Rocky. But what's a boxing movie without someone to fight? A rather boring movie, actually. But luckily, this film avoids that. Because once again, Jonathan Majors, for the second time this year, plays a fantastic villain. The character he plays in this movie is the perfect antagonist for a film like this. If you take the sins, envy, and wrath and put them together, you're probably just gonna get this character. And Jonathan Majors is so good in this role. And the relationship between Adonis and Damian is just so powerful and perfect. And I guess here's where I make the joke about how, hey, it's Killmonger versus Kang. The Creed franchise is known for having some amazing boxing fights, and this film is no different. The best way I can describe these fights is raw as hell, and I love them. There are punches landed in this movie that will cause you to wince and rear back in sympathy pain. Along with one shot with the mouth guard that, I didn't like that, but it was so good. The fight scenes in this movie will have you on the edge of your seat the entire time, and I absolutely love them. Apparently, Michael B. Jordan took some inspiration from anime for the boxing scenes, and even as someone who really doesn't watch anime, I can definitely see that. Think something like this. It's funny, I love the boxing scene in this movie and all of these movies, but I don't actually watch boxing in real life. I don't care about these real people, I want to watch the fake people. Now I'll admit, I was a little disappointed to hear that Sylvester Stallone's Rocky was not going to be able to appear in this movie due to scheduling conflicts. But after seeing the movie, however, I kind of think that benefits it. Now, obviously, Stallone's great, Rocky's great. I don't mean anything negative towards him, but the first two Creed movies also worked as Rocky sequels. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But this film, however, is an Adonis Creed movie the entire time. This film being about Adonis confronting his past is perfect all of itself. It's entirely about him and his past with Damian, and it is so investing, and you care about this character, and you care about his family. Adding Rocky, I just don't think would have added much to the film. It does show that the Creed franchise can stand on its own apart from Rocky, and I really appreciated that. And another thing I appreciated, I'm not going to spoil it, but they avoided doing something that I was dreading that they were going to do. Thank you, movie, for not doing that. I would have been very mad. I sincerely hope that was vague enough. Perhaps this film can hit some of the same bullet points the other Creed films, and by extension the Rocky films have hit, but really, I didn't care that much. I'm really into these characters, and I'm really into their story and their dilemma and their problems. And on top of that, the boxing scenes are just freaking awesome, and I love them. This film was just an absolute knockout, and I highly recommend it. I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please consider hitting that like button, and if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified when my next review drops. Oh, and by the way, check out the website. Until next time, I'm Quentin Dunaway, hoping you will keep it cinematic.